10 ways to keep or get your fitness and nutrition on track. Today on the Do Hard Things Today podcast. Hal Marsh races have been canceled. All kind of craziness out there in the world. We were going to flatten the curve for a couple of weeks, and here we are several months later. And in the fitness community with races and everything else that's going on, it seems like that we just continue to get bad news after bad news of races and things being canceled, virtual events. But we just wanted to come to you today and give you 10 tips. Hal and I are just having a conversation about this, 10 ways, and we wanted these to be simple ways, things that don't require, anything. Well, you don't have to go buy equipment. You don't have to. These are just things that you can do that we feel like will help you keep your fitness and nutrition on track, or if you've let it slide, to get it back on track. So, Hal, what's been going on with you, man? Big ride yesterday, I hear.
Big ride. Rode 100-mile century ride.
100 miles.
Helping out friend Reggie do some of his training for hopefully an Ironman in November, and we'll see on that. But he's still training hard for that, so I was just tagging along.
Good deal.
Just trying to push him a little bit and just give him a little competition or whatever.
Yeah. That's good, man. I mean, it's that's one of the races that's still out there that possibly could go on, but hopefully that will. But 10 tips. My number one, food prep. This podcast probably won't drop on a Sunday, but we're taping on a Sunday, and Sundays are food prep day. A lot of times those two words will intimidate people. Oh, what do you mean food prep? I don't. Am I going to have to become a big chef? Am I going to have to take 4 hours of my Sunday to food prep? No. Keep it simple. Things like sweet potatoes that you literally just put in the oven and just bake for an hour and 15 minutes. Those things will keep good. Hard-boiled eggs, hard-boil some eggs. I mean, it's a great protein and fat inside of those, a lot of nutrition in them. Cook up some chicken, cook up some fish, whatever it is that you like. Just keep good things available for you to be able to eat, because if we don't have good things available, what happens? We go off the reservation, and we end up stopping and getting junk food, and then junk food ends up messing us up. So spend time food prepping, and Sunday is a great time to do that. If your schedule doesn't allow, do it some other time, but keep good healthy food available at all times.
All right, the first one I got is don't give up. Stay positive. Just stay persistent, and if you get off track and things go awry, race is canceled, just keep going. Just stay persistent, stay positive about things, and because what you're doing, eating right and staying healthy and fitness is a good thing in the long run. So just keep on going.
Hal, anytime during this journey that you're on, especially, and you had a bigger, I think Augusta was yesterday, right? Or was it today? Yes.
It was supposed to be today.
Yeah. When we're recording this, Augusta, the half Ironman. Well, we were both signed up for it. We were both doing it, but this is going to be Hal's first half Ironman, so a really big deal. At any point, have you let the blues kind of get you on your training or your nutrition and not like I've gone into a 5-day depression, but just where it's like, crap, what do I really need to go out for this bike ride, or it's not going to hurt me to gain a couple of pounds because now I'm not doing my race. Have you dealt with that at all?
Just a little, not from a, negative standpoint, just kind of a scratching my head like, what's next?
Yep.
And, what do I need to be doing next? And just coming up, because I was on a pretty disciplined plan going into the races and had everything, laid out what I was going to be doing. And then, the bomb drops and it's like, what now? Yeah.
That's good to stay positive, because if you don't stay positive, you'll be negative. And then that just leads to bad stuff. My second one is stay hydrated. Drink, and especially now, it's pretty easy whenever it's hot. It's pretty easy to stay. I mean, you're thirsty, and so you're going to drink. But when it cools off, you tend to not drink as much, or you're drinking coffee, and coffee will dehydrate you. If all you're doing is drinking coffee in the morning, then you'll be dehydrated. So what we talk about in our groups and others is if you'll shoot for maybe about a half an ounce of water per pound of body weight. So if you weigh 125 pounds, say 130 pounds, then that'd be 65 ounces of water. And you can, you just start in the mornings. I would encourage you in the morning to try to drink first thing. You've been asleep, so you're waking up, you're a little bit dehydrated, especially if you trained the day before. Maybe try to get about 16 ounces of water down before you put anything else in your body. Don't wake up and the first thing you do is grab. I love my coffee. Everybody knows that, but don't just grab coffee first thing. Get that water going. So stay hydrated.
All right.
Number 2.
I've got keep track of your fitness and your nutrition with an app. You can use an app to track your fitness using Strava or Garmin. Also, if you want to, for nutrition, count calories. If you're counting calories, if you're counting carbs, if you're counting anything, keep up, and especially the weight. Log your weight every day and keep track with an app. There's countless apps out there to use to keep up with how you're doing. And
let me ask you this, Hal. Everybody knows Hal's the brains behind this podcast. Anything technical that happens, he's the one that's got to do it. So you're a what I would call a fitness and tech geek. You're one of those guys.
Oh yeah, I got to have that data.
Stuff. You do it all. But for those that are listening, they're like, man, I'm not going to get. You're saying Strava, Training Peaks, all these other things. Let's talk to the person that's out there. Is like, okay, I want to try that, but I've never done that before. What's an easy way, or maybe, and I'm putting you on the spot here. We didn't go over these, but what would you recommend maybe as an app? And we don't get any money from any of these people. Hey, if you want to send us some money, send us some, but we don't. But what would you recommend as a starting point?
For fitness, and if you're cycling, running, swimming, Strava is pretty much the go-to on tracking that kind of data.
And that's free.
Fitness. And it's free. Yep, it's free. And then, gosh, there's countless apps for nutrition, counting calories. You count your. I think Kevin's talking about hydration. You can count how much water you took in a day, how many calories, how many carbs, protein. You can keep up with all that. And there are just countless apps out there for that. Just search on the App Store for calorie counter or nutrition app, and countless will pop up. I hadn't used one of those in a while, but there's numerous.
And you will be shocked if you start using a calorie counter.
Oh yeah,
at how much?
And one thing, when I was using one. All the foods are in there. Yeah. You put in 10 chicken McNuggets, they're in there. Yeah. Or if you put in lettuce, how many ounces of lettuce, or it's in there. So it's all loaded on these apps with the calories and the nutrition that they have.
Well, and there are your answers whenever you want. Why can I not lose that other couple of pounds, or how have I put on weight? Because I've been running. Well, there's your answers. Look in your calorie tracker.
Yeah, and you'll be surprised on how few calories you burn in an exercise session.
Yep.
And how much calories are in foods that you intake.
So. Yeah, because a lot of times what we do is we go for a run and we'll say, oh man, I just ran, so I'm going to go get 20 chicken McNuggets, or I'm going to go buy and I can eat pizza tonight, and you burn 500 calories over here, and then you've just taken in 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't balance out. My next one is going to be make sleep a priority. And we're all busy. We got a lot of things going on. We try to fit everything we can into. Gosh, we were just talking about it earlier with, my work schedule has just been crazy. And what we try to do is a lot of times when we're busy, if something's got sacrificed, we'll sacrifice our sleep. Well, I'll just get up a little bit earlier. Well, I'm still going to bed at this time, and so I'm just going to cut an hour of sleep out. Get your sleep in. It is so important. Study after study shows that our ability to be effective, to function well, is so dependent on us, our bodies being rested. And I would say even from those days that you're tired, it is so much easier, for me anyway, it's so much easier to get off the wagon with your nutrition. You're tired. It's like, well, I'm gonna get I'm gonna stop by and get a milkshake, for lack of a better term, coffee thing. So that would be my next one, is make sure that you're getting enough sleep in. Doesn't have to be 8 hours, but I mean, it could be, if 7 works for you, your body will tell you. So just make sure you're doing that, getting your sleep in.
All right. Next one I've got is join or form a accountability group. Even if it's just one person or 2 people or larger, have an accountability group where you share your progress and share your non-progress. Right now I'm doing one with the 2 other guys. We 2 of them are doing the Ironman here in a few weeks, and they wanted to drop a few pounds for race weight to get to whatever race weight they felt like they needed to be at. So every Friday morning we take a picture of the scales and send it to each other and see if we've lost any weight. And of course there's a wager on if you don't lose any weight. So that, that's one variation you can do on that. But we share every Friday morning, and sometimes Thursdays are tough, and we wake up a little hungry on Friday morning. But so far we've lost, I've lost a couple pounds a week, which is I'm in our 3rd week, so I've lost 6 pounds in the past 3 weeks or so. So but it's fun. Fun way to share and being accountable to your friends.
The scales don't lie, and it'll help you stay accountable. Mine would be cross train. We got a lot of runners in the group, a lot of cyclists, different things. I think you need to cross train. With running and other things, those repetitive, when you're doing the same thing over and over and over, you can just injure yourself. Last week the Siglers were on talking about trail running. That's a type of cross training from just regular road running, but cross train, get strong, work your core, do some, what we need to be doing, resistance training. Don't just, many times especially people trying to lose weight, first thing they'll do is go jump on a treadmill. They're like, I'm just going to, while we need that cardiovascular work as well, we also need to be strengthening, our bodies and making them stronger. Plus that muscle actually makes your metabolism more. It's burning more calories for you as you finish your workouts.
Okay, next one I've got is if you get off track, probably the easiest thing to do if you're a soda drinker, a soft drink drinker, is to start back on drinking those soft drinks and sugary drinks. So just try to keep avoiding those if you get off track, and but if you need to, use them as a treat.
Yeah.
If you lose pounds or have a good week, maybe get you a Coke.
Yeah.
And use it as a treat for yourself, kind of like a cheat day.
Yeah, and Hal, I think it's important what you just said there, because if somebody asked me what is the one thing I can do to lose some weight and make myself healthier, very first thing I ask them is, tell me what you're drinking.
Right. Yeah,
you drinking sweet tea, you drinking Cokes, you drinking Pepsi, whatever it is. And for most people, it is like, yeah, I am. Well, tell me how many you drink a day. And most of them think, I don't drink that many a day. Well, I had one at breakfast. I had one at lunch. Had a couple at lunch. Had a couple at dinner. And then next thing you know, you're drinking 1,000 calories of, and those soft drinks, sweet teas, it's like hooking up an IV and just loading sugar straight into your veins. But what you said is so true, Hal, that if you really like a Coke, some people do, if you really like sweet tea, then make it a treat whenever I'm going to have a cheat meal.
Yeah.
Then when I go out, I'm going to eat what I want, and I'll drink I'll drink the sweet teas or whatever, and then get right back on. Because when you allow yourself to do it, then you don't feel guilty later. And we all know that guilt ends up taking us down these bad roads. My last one is going to be give intermittent fasting a try. And if you are confused about intermittent fasting, you can go back. We can put it in the show notes where we did the podcast on intermittent fasting. But intermittent fasting is basically where you eat all of your calories within a certain time frame during the day. For some, it's 10 hours. For some, it's 8 hours. And then you don't take anything else in except for like water. You can black coffee, bulletproof coffee. It can be taken in during that other time. But it is I tell you, man, I'm 1,000% believer in it. And not only the way it's helped me drop some weight that was kind of just hanging around that I needed to get rid of. But I'm gonna tell you, man, I'm wholeheartedly believe that it has completely changed my inside of me, my physiology because my recovery time's better. I feel better when I'm running or biking. I feel stronger. And we talk about that word autophagy. We're not getting those weeds. It's in the other podcast. But I feel like it has been something that has really helped me not only get my weight and everything, measurements where they need to be, but it has really helped me, I believe, in my recovery and my joints, inflammation, all those things. So, hey, give it a try. I just encourage you to give that a try.
Okay. My last one, we're recording. We're getting close to the end of September, 1st of October, which means the holidays are approaching.
Woo.
And I count Halloween as kind of the.
Has Halloween been canceled yet, man?
I still saw the candy.
I'm going to hold out if they do.
They are putting the candy out in the store. So my last one was approach the holidays with a goal, and I'm counting Halloween in.
Yep.
As one of the holidays. That's kind of when things start going sour patch.
Oh, they're my favorite.
I know.
They're my favorite.
So approach it with a goal of zero net weight gain or certain number of exercise that you can get in, and it's just a hard time. Starting as soon as we start buying the candy for Halloween, and then you got back to back. You got Thanksgiving, and then of course Christmas and New Year. So the next 3 months are can be tough if you let it, but just approach those with a goal in mind of how you want to be when you come out on 2021.
That's right. And Hal, what do you think about this? I think when people say I'm going to do right on Halloween night, I'm going to do right on Thanksgiving, I'm going to do right on Christmas, I think that's a huge mistake.
Yeah,
I think that Halloween night, I'm gonna eat those Sour Patch Kids. I'm gonna steal all the Sour Patch kid bags from my kids, and I'm gonna eat them. Thanksgiving, I want the dressing and gravy.
Mm-hmm.
And Christmas, I want the same thing. They're macaroni pie. I know that I'm gonna eat them. The problem is when it becomes this long story playing out, where you said like
you got a week before
when
you start buying the candy, and then Thanksgiving. After the Thanksgiving day's over. Past that Sunday after Thanksgiving, the next week when you're still craving all that food, and then of course Christmas, that could drag into 2 weeks of or more.
Yep. So
of craziness.
Make it an event. Halloween is an event. Thanksgiving's an event, and then get right back. And if you just allow yourself to do it, to just go hog wild that one day, I think it's easier to jump back on. But man, it is. There's no secret to why people put on 10 pounds during that time, and we all know it's harder to get off as you continue to pack it on. So yeah, Hal and I just wanted to bring you this 10 tips that if you will do these things, I really believe that it will help you. Maybe you're off track, help you get back on track. But if you're doing pretty good but just need a little kick, here's your kick. And if you'll just remember, and as you're thinking about these tips and everything else in your life, if you'll do the hard things today, tomorrow will take care of itself.